Investigating Celeste's death reveals a tangled web of abuse, murder, and lurking depravity.
From the time she was young. So I think she was running away from home, but David was absolutely encouraging it. All right. Yeah, we don't have body bags hanging around our house either. I've never even seen one, and nor do I want to.
It does happen. However, there is considerable insect activity, and I know that this is really horrible, but people need to understand the depth of depravity here. There's insect activity. So you have insects that have been, let's just say, feasting on the remains, okay, all of this time. And this has been contained in this frunk, in the frunk of this car. And I don't know where else it may have been contained at some point in time, maybe within that house. Insects are going to play a big part in this case. But Nancy, here's really kind of the dark thing, if it can get any darker. What they're identifying as fatal injuries on her. We've got the one that is on the left side in her rib cage, and it's actually the intercostal space. And what that means is there's a muscle that runs in between the ribs, okay? That doesn't really go anywhere. She could have bled out from that. It's hard to tell. There is hemorrhage in there. It doesn't affect the lung. But what I want to focus on is the one on the right. If folks at home will essentially go down your chest till you find the base of your rib cage on the right side. This is right at the top of your abdomen. And when the rib cage comes to an end, bingo, you're on your liver. Nancy, a knife, a sharp instrument was inserted to a depth of about 1.5 inches, according to the autopsy report. It goes into that liver. The liver is the most, other than the brain, is the most vascular.
This is a lot clearer. So in the death of Celeste, it wasn't as messy and lacking knowledge of where you would stab somebody. As a matter of fact, he stabbed her in the 2 places that would kill someone almost instantly. Yes, rest in peace, Celeste. All right. Thank you guys for being here. If you do me a favor, we still have 283 people in chat. If you would hit that like button, that would be awesome. Share with your friends and community. We're not done here yet, guys. We are not done. We still got more to go. I didn't even get to share with you some of the items that were collected. I'm sure you guys are interested in the evidence collection, right? Right, because I am. Now, listen, here's the thing. Here's the thing about all this that happened. There's going to be multiple scenes, crime scenes, I should say. They believe that when Celeste got to David's house, he was lying in wait for her, and he took her life. And then, so that when he took her life and got the lung and the liver, there's a lot of bleeding out. That's one spot. Then whatever he does with their body for 2 weeks, he does with their body for 2 weeks, and then he dismembers her either in that house or somewhere else. All right. So there's multiple places where they're going to be looking. He also had what he called a little cottage, and he would take her to that little cottage rather than the $20,000 a month mansion. So he's got crime scenes galore. We got the Tesla. We got the $20,000 mansion. We've got the cottage. They're talking about a Santa Barbara trip. All right. Celeste wasn't raised by Mercedes. Celeste, Matthew, and Jennifer were raised by Mercedes' sister. Oh, thank you, Latchkey Kid. I appreciate that. I didn't know her mom's name. I just heard she was very abusive. All right. Jay, I also heard there's another victim. There is. I went over that today. There's 3 victims already. There's Celeste was one. There's a second one. And I showed you guys the third one, not only just today, Robin, but I showed it. If you go to my last episode of David and Celeste, I read you the original post, but she went on to delete it because people were talking shit to her. So this is the follow-up of the email. There's 3 victims at least that were working with law enforcement. Are there more going to come forward? Probably. All right. So yes, definitely. If you guys just came in here, you should go back and watch. They say that there was pieces in the Tesla tomb that she could only fit so much. So like, what's her name? Jen Coffendorfer tried to get into the trunk or the frunk of a car, and she couldn't even fit. She's not that tall, not that big, couldn't fit. Now, when you explain what happened with Celeste in that front trunk and pieces missing, that's probably because it just didn't fit there. But what did he do with the rest of her body? What did he do with her fingers? What did he do with parts? I mean, I don't know, man. He seems like one of those guys that would like eat it or something, like eat her heart and think that he's going to live forever if he eats her heart. You know, he's one of those weird mofos. Kira's in the house. My sister called. What did I miss? Not a lot, I hope. I don't know. Let's get back into it, though.
Organ in the body. And here's the dark part. Nancy, this was not a quick death. She bled out. We're not talking about somebody that was shot in the head. We're not talking about somebody that, had died in a road accident or something like that. No, she stabbed in the liver. She would have bled out into her abdomen. I've handled multiple cases involving the liver. If you don't have a team of surgeons standing there, there's nothing you can do for them. And she would have had an awareness, Nancy. She would have had an awareness that her life was merely just kind of seeping away with every drop of blood that coursed out of that. Now, a question is, where is the blood? Is there blood in the house? Is there blood in the car? Hard to tell because...
And you know what is odd about this? Yeah, there is Tesla cameras, and they do know who parked that car, by the way. They're just not telling us. The odd thing is that she was a witness against him with the state. I wonder why they didn't have her protected. Like, why she... I mean, I know as a 13-year-old or a 14-year-old, you break up to make up, right? But I mean, was she so bold to tell him, I'm gonna tell on you if you freaking break up with me? And then he did that? That's what they're saying. Hi. Welcome, Knox, to the crime crew. Knox 1111. First live, been following Celeste's case since it broke in September. Well, thank you for being here. Please do hit that like and subscribe. And we gift memberships very often. So if you do that, you'll get a better chance. Make sure your membership gift is turned on as well. All right. Yeah, but there's several houses. Let's continue so we can talk about that.
We don't know what they were able to go back to the scene to capture. But I know that in the immediate, if you could have examined her body like within a couple of days, you would have seen an abdomen that was filled with blood. And I really want people to understand that here. She had blood coursing into her abdomen. It would have been in her bowels, over the top of her bowels, and her eyes would have slowly closed. And there would have been nobody there to comfort her or love her in any way. She was brutally murdered, and then her corpse was brutally abused. You're damn right this is inflammatory, and there's going to be more that's going to come out. And it doesn't bode well for whoever is involved in this.
Can I talk to you about, so many things, Joe Scott. Mm-hmm. But first, when there's an eyeball missing, I know the eyeballs do collapse upon death, after time passes. But there should have been some residue still in the eye.
Well, they do know. And here's the thing, guys. Here's what I'm thinking. They want a tight case. They want as tight of a case as they can have. All right. Flo Joe, thank you so much for the 5 guilty of crime memberships. Come on. We love you, brother. Thank you. And please thank him if you received a membership. Thank you, sir. Are you streaming? You are streaming tonight. You're going to stream in an hour from now, right? All right. Anyway, let me know as we start to wind down so we can put your chat in, and that way people can go over to your channel when they're done here. Because I did see you were posted for 7 or 7:30, something like that. Oh, yeah. Definitely feeling good on a Friday. And I'm excited to see that this is moving at a fast pace. I really want to know more. Right ankle was broken. I wonder if she was pushed down the stairs and then stabbed. Yeah, man, so many things. I don't know. At this point, it's all going to come out soon.
Socket to show the eyeball was there, had been there. Her whole eyeball is gone. It's gone. Did that happen during the dismemberment? Was she hit so hard at some point the eyeball was dislodged? There should be some, at least, residue within the eye socket to show she ever had an eyeball. It is gone, Joe Scott.
Let's take this in from 2 perspectives, okay? If it was something that was done in the pre-death stage, they would have seen some kind of evidence of hemorrhage indwelling in there. Now, as to whether or not it was removed in a postmortem, who knows at this point in time? Because you would have, and actually on the socket itself, I've had cases like this. Where you would see tool marks because of sharp instrument in the eye socket right here, okay? If somebody's trying to remove an eye externally, you would see tool marks on this area. My suspicion is, and again, this is very graphic stuff, you're talking about maggot activity at this point.
All right. And then when you get into that, you get an entomology. And although this is, not an easy discussion, it's something that happened, and we can't get away from that. I mean, had people taken the warning, this might not have happened. She might not have lost her life. They were already onto him. And remember, I'm sure she had a big jealousy streak in her. David was grooming her. David was telling her, when you're 18, I'm going to marry you. And then at the same time, she's seen him sleeping with other children that she called, well, she said, you mean graping kids? He had multiple relationships with multiple underage children. All right. Hey, my pastor calls me Mish. How you doing? Good to see you. Happy Friday. Yeah, it's crazy. Latchkey kid, where it was reported her ankle. Look, where was it? It was reported on the autopsy, but I didn't see anything broken. Look, does that say broken? See, that's me. I'm not a medical examiner, so I think she's talking about that right there. Are you on the same page, Flojo, like in real time with me? Look at the autopsy report. I don't know if that's saying broken. I thought they were saying that it was sawed or sawed off or something like that. But you guys can tell me your interpretation. That was the first time I heard that. He was absolutely gaslighting her. Absolutely. She was abused and groomed. But that's what I think she's talking about. Nope, her parents have not spoken out at all. They said now that they know the the totality of what happened to her, they're saying they're too devastated, but I don't know.
Tom, and maggots will feast in this area, and they'll clean the area out. And I've seen this happen over and over.
I still think there would have been residue. I think that she struggled when she was first stabbed. She was stabbed multiple times, and that one of the stabs went in her eye.
Well, we'll see if they can actually tie that back. Can I make one more point, and I'll shut my mouth?
Please, because I want to get to the fact she's got 2 missing fingers. 2 fingers are gone,
right?
Just like the eyeball. You want to tell me maggots marched off with those 2?
No. I'm not going to tell you that. What I will tell you, though, is that this injury that she has on the left side, it doesn't communicate with the lung, but we don't have a weapon at this point in time. Guess what? If they did what I think they may have done, what they're talking about in this autopsy report, they talk about the cortical surface of the rib. That means the outer surface of the rib. That knife or that instrument made contact with that rib. Guess what they can do with this? And it. They are going to remove that rib. They'll clean it up, and they're going to turn that rib over to tool mark section, and they will examine it.